Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Let's talk about some personality disorders because I know we all got a few people that struggle with, if not one, two, or maybe three of these personality disorders that we are going to go over. So I am going to give you a little disclaimer. So there's cluster A, B, and C. This video might be lengthy, but I'm going to try my best not to. So let's just go and let's get started with our first cluster, which is cluster A. This is your odd eccentric personality disorders: paranoid, schizoid, and schizotypical. Now, when you see these screens, you're going to see a lot of words on it. Please don't be afraid of them. It's just your DSM-5 core symptoms that is going to help you understand each of these disorders as we are going to go through them. The very first one is paranoid personality disorder. Four or more from the following list, and this is just straight from the DSM-5. So if you've ever read the DSM-5, like, this is going to look familiar to you, but we're just going to casually talk about it. We might be silly about it, just kind of like, going through it, so we're not so just anxious and trying to be like, I still don't get it. That's okay, because Carrie is here to make it plain for you, okay? Now, your paranoid personality disorder is all about the distrust and the suspiciousness of others. Every person that has paranoid personality disorder seems to think that the other people are always like malicious, malevolent, right? It comes from early childhood, and it's there, right? Four symptoms from what we see before us, right? They can suspect that there is something going on, but they don't even have enough evidence to say that it's true. They think that this other person is out to deceive them, out to get them, and out to harm them. And they still don't have enough evidence to do so, right? Sometimes they're going to be very, very reluctant to confide in another person because they have that fear that what? It's going to be used against them. So they're going to be very tight-lipped when it comes to something that they have going on, right? The attack of their character is personalized to them. You attacking my character, meaning that you coming after my reputation, and I can't have you ruining that. That's also a part of paranoid personality disorders. You don't have any justification as to why this is going on, or even if this is occurring. But to them, I don't need that information. I know for a fact that my wife is cheating on me. My husband is stepping out on me with his secretary. I just know it. And every time I turn around, I see them laughing, hee and ha in somebody's face. Dude, you've never even seen it happen. So really, no justification. It's just that to them, it's there. They suspect that this is what's going on without even having sufficient enough information that another person is trying to harm them or trying to deceive them, right? And these are just your additional notes, also to be looked at, disclaimers. If there's anything else that is going on that has to do with what? Psychotic features, schizophrenia, then 9 times out of 10, is it paranoid personality disorder? Probably not, right? Schizoid personality disorder. Now, once I remember learning about this personality disorder, and then that's when I really started to be looking at people in my family. I'm like, yeah, you a schizoid too. That's how I was saying things. Schizoid personality disorder. Those people have a detachment from social relationships. They don't want anything to do with anybody. If it's a romantic relationship, stay away from me. If it's solitaire, I'll play solitaire right there with myself because I don't want to have to deal with anybody else, right? Little to no interest in having any type of sexual experiences with another person. They are fine to just being with themselves. No close friends, no none of that, right? They have emotional coldness. Nothing happens to them is kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe that. It doesn't matter to them, right? Their affect is very flat, right? This is your schizoid personality disorder. They value themselves, they're individual as themselves. They don't need anybody else to draw, any happiness or to draw anything that's going on with them. They rather just be alone. And I know a few people like that. And this is your exclusion clause. If it has anything to do with schizophrenia, hallucinations, delusions, is it schizoid personality disorder? Probably not, right? Schizotypical. I know sometimes we kind of confuse schizotypical with schizoid personality disorder. Schizotypical personality disorder, these are your odd beliefs, magical thinking that is going to influence the person's behavior. Superstitions, like they almost have this sixth sense or telepathy or something that's going on. Sorry, I couldn't say that word the right way. Okay. Now, since their behavior or their appearance is like odd, eccentric, and peculiar, what do you think they're also going to do? I don't need any close friends around me because I don't need nobody trying to judge my odd, peculiar, and my eccentric behavior that I have. They rather just be to themselves sitting in there, right? It's very stereotyped with the things they have going on, metaphorical. Like, it's just, to us, it's not real. But to them, how can we tell them that it's not real? It's what they believe, right? It's just the interpersonal deficits that they have. And then it's like, they don't need those close relationships, right? They have all of these distortions that's going on. I don't want anybody to be looking at me like that. I want to be odd and peculiar all on my own. And I don't need nobody else telling me that I can't be that, right? Again, this is your exclusion cause. Anything that has to do with schizophrenia, bipolar, depressive disorder, or whatever, is it going to be schizotypical personality disorder? Probably not, right? Let's move on to cluster B. This is the fun one. This is the one that I love because I know a few people that struggle with some of these, right? Dramatic, emotional, and erratic. Cluster B, borderline, histrionic, and narcissist that we hear all the time in 2025 about people who are narcissists. But let's get started with borderline personality disorder, right? People that have borderline personality disorder, they, whether if it's real or it's imagined, abandonment is something that they try their best to avoid, right? They also can engage in self-harm and mutilating behaviors, right? So a person with borderline personality disorder, they may have unstable or intense interpersonal relationships. One day, you might be the sunshine in their life. The next day, you are this evil monster and they don't want anything to do with you. Splitting is what they call it, right? Now, I've worked with borderline personality disorders. I have someone that also struggles with borderline personality disorders. It's to the point right now where it's just like, I hate you, I don't like you. I hate you, I don't like you. I hate you, I love you. I hate you, I love you. I hate you, I like you. I hate you, I love you. It's like that. It's like it gives me whiplash with how it is, how this person is with me, right? And then yes, they're going to be struggling with the suicidal behaviors, the threats of committing like these suicidal behaviors and the self-mutilating behaviors where it's the constant. I've seen people that have cuts all up and down their arms, cuts all up and down their legs and stuff, right? A person with borderline personality disorder also struggle with like this feelings of like emptiness where it's like nothing that they receive or nothing that they have is going to fill that void that they need to be filled, right? And then also the intense anger or the difficulty controlling that anger. Sometimes the little slightest things can like just send them off, right? Like to just tip them off, to like just really upset them. But yes, this is your borderline personality disorder. Your instability in the interpersonal relationships, your self-image as well is also a part of that. Your impulsivity is also a part of that. Self-mutilating behaviors, the fear of abandonment, whether if it's real or if it's imagined, they try to avoid that by all costs, okay? Histrionic personality disorder. Know somebody like this as well, right? Now, here's the thing about histrionic personality disorder. Attention seeking. This is your attention seeking disorder, right? If they ain't the center of attention, they feeling uncomfortable. They got to do something that's going to make them the center of attention. How are they going to do that? Sometimes inappropriately dressing, right? Provocative behaviors that they may have, seductive behaviors that they may have to draw the attention on them. Very, very, very shallow with their expression of emotions because why? I got what I wanted. All I needed was the attention. I don't need none of that closeness and stuff with you, right? I have what I wanted to feel validated, right? Their physical appearance, they are using that constantly to draw attention to themselves. Self dramatization is, it's there. Theatrical, oh, it's there. Exaggeration, oh, it's definitely there. They are going to try their best. If the spotlight ain't on me, watch me get this spotlight on me. That's histrionic personality disorder. Now, here's the one that we all know. Do we really need to go through this one? Because I don't know, but I think everybody got a person that's a narcissist in their family. And how is a narcissist created? From childhood. Obviously, they didn't get what they were supposed to get, so they think that everybody else is supposed to give it to them. And I am of self-importance, so hey, watch me. I'm superior. You guys are little people to me, right? And even if I didn't make, or even if I didn't get that raise that I'm talking about, oh, in my mind, I got that raise, so I need everybody to know that I got this raise, right? This sense of entitlement that they have, you know, my mother really didn't tell me that she loved me growing up, so it's owed to me, so just give it to me, right? The expectations are unreasonable. Like, dude or girl, are you kidding me right now? I can't do that for you right now. They're just this person that is like the best thing since sliced bread. They're obviously like this person that is like, there is no other like me, and you should be glad that you even know me type person, right? Arrogance, thinking they know everything, right? Their behaviors and their attitudes are just like way over the top, and everybody else are just little people to them, right? I'm this person like, oh, last year I made over $150,000. I'm brilliant, right? I just like all of this success that I have. Ain't nobody touching me, honey. I ate that, baby. That's your narcissistic personality disorder. Oh my God, this is so funny. Cluster C, anxious and fearful. This is your avoidant, your dependent, and your obsessive-compulsive personality disorders, right? So, alrighty, avoidant personality disorders. These are the people that they feel inadequate about themselves, right? They don't want other people to recognize that. So, they are going to avoid involving themselves with somebody else unless they know for sure that they like them and can vibe with them, right? If I have that fear that if I go to this party or this event and people are going to criticize me, nope, I'm not going. I can't do it. Unless I know that they going to like me or they won't judge me or they're going to reject me, I can't go. They're not going to go, right? They feel they are inferior to other people. They feel like, oh, they would never be able to match this other person. So then what are they going to do? They're going to avoid it by any means necessary. Any activities that involve them having contact that is going to have them looked at wrong or criticized or rejected, they are going to avoid it. That is your avoidant personality disorder. Now, your dependent personality disorder, honey, I'm trying to tell you, it's like giving you whiplash. Like it's like, they're like, oh my God, double-sided tape. God, you get rid of them one time and they fold it over and then it's stuck to you on the other side. They are sucking the life out of you, right? They can't make a decision without even, talking to you about it, confronting you about it, right? They need excessive amounts of validation, advice on what's going on. Like, it's like, God, I can't get rid of this person, right? I can't take responsibility. I need you. That's why I'm asking you, what do I do? What do I need? How do I do this or whatever? Because I want somebody else to be responsible for it, right? A dependent person also is going to be like, well, if I disagree, I'm not going to tell you, because then if I disagree with you, what if you don't want anything to do with me anymore and I need you, right? I need you, right? Doing something on their own, they're definitely not going to do it. They're going to be constantly like, okay, will you do it with me? Can you help me with me? What do you think I should do? Should I do this? Should I do that? If they are alone, like by themselves, like not with the person or whatever who's the one that they like need on, they need to find someone immediately to latch back onto them, because they feel inferior and they're going to struggle being alone because they're going to feel helpless, right? They're going to be quick finding another relationship, right? the fear of feeling alone, right? It's like, it's not real, but it is real to them, unrealistic, but to them, they feel like they need to be taken care of by somebody else, right? That's your dependent personality disorder. Everybody knows like your obsessive-compulsive disorder, right? And you know what? I find it funny because I've been talking to so many different people about this and trying to just like to get people to understand, right? Your obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Now, this is not your OCD, where it's your obsessive compulsive disorder. This is your personality disorder, where you are going to be preoccupied with like details, rules, lists, things that needs to get done, schedules, organization, things that you know that it needs to be done and you gotta check it off. I need to check it off, gotta make sure that I'm doing it. That's your obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which is different from your obsessive compulsive disorder, where you're mainly or mostly like thinking about a person that has these repetitive things that they are doing, such as like hand washing and taking showers all the time, right? But your obsessive compulsive personality disorder is about perfection. It needs to be perfected. If I have this list of things that I need to get done, and if I don't have that check mark, I gotta get it done by any means necessary. When it comes to like working with like a partner or working in a group with people, no, I don't need to delegate tasks. I need to do this all on my own, because if it doesn't get done, that's going to throw me off, right? I have to be the one that is going to make sure that whatever it needs to be done needs to be done. And depending on somebody else to do it is going to send my mind into haywire, because I'm going to fear that it's not going to be done, which is going to throw off my perfection. That is your obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Think about rigidity. Think about that person that has this set thing that needs to be done, and it needs to be done every day at the exact same time, the exact same way. That is obsessive compulsive personality disorder, okay? Oh my God, this video wasn't that long. I thought it was going to take me a while to get through these, but I didn't. Okay, now, so we've got some different personality disorders that we just went through. Each of them has their own separate entity in different ways in which you need to look at them. Because I know there are so many people that kind of struggle with paranoid, schizo, and schizotypical. When you think about paranoid, think about mistrust. When you think about schizoid, think about, I don't want anything to do with anybody. I don't need any friends. I don't have any interests, right? But when you think of schizotypical, it's weird, it's eccentric, it's odd, but they want to have a connection with someone, but they're afraid to manage it because they don't want that other person judging their weird, odd, or eccentric behaviors. Alrighty, this wraps up your personality disorders. I hope this makes perfect sense. If you still are struggling with trying to understand the difference between some of these personality disorders, send me a message, leave me a comment as always, and let me know. If anybody knows anyone that struggles with any of these personality disorders, leave a comment and teach it to us so that we each can have a better way to understand these personality disorders. Alright, everyone, enjoy the rest of your Sunday.